A wonderful and blessed morning, Cameroonians. Welcome to another episode of English Gate. And here is the first episode for this year 2022 in our Cam High 58. New year, new expectations, new challenges, new experiences, and new learnings. I am Mom Jana, your friendly teacher host today, and welcome you to our English time. Before we start, I want to know how many are really alive, awake, and enthusiastic today. Press the heart button if you are happy and excited. Simple reminders. You must have your pen and paper ready. You must be in a quiet place to avoid distractions during the session. Be attentive. I am hoping that you still remember the past lesson, even though we had a Christmas break. The past lesson is all about adverbs of opinion and negative emotional response. So, let us have a little review on the past topic. Adverbs of opinion are types of adverb that emphasizes the intensity of your stand or opinion. They help clarify your belief about a certain issue. The following are the commonly used adverbs of opinion with their meaning. Fortunately, strongly, clearly, obviously, evidently, truthfully, disappointingly, completely, definitely, really, actually, unfortunately, hopefully, surely, absolutely, and probably. Adverbs of opinion can also be phrases. Here are some examples of phrases. Adverbs of opinion are also known as comment adverb, which tell us about the speaker's viewpoint or opinion about an action or make some comment on the action. Can you give some examples? Write it in the comment box. Great! You still remember it. Now we will have the negative emotional response. Can you give me some examples? Write it in the comment box. Okay, so here's the list of the negative adjectives. Let us answer this activity.
Fill in the blanks with the correct adverb of opinion from the box. Number 1, blank, he did not understand what I told him. Number 2, blank, I didn't do anything wrong. Number 3, they blank hid the evidence up to the present. Number 4, blank they did something great today. Number 5, blank I brought my sweater because it is getting cooler. Let us answer this activity. Answer in the comment box. Fill in the blanks with the correct negative and positive adjectives from the box. Unsure, harsh, desperate, happy, cheerful. Number 1, everybody is blank of their answer in the test. 2, her words are blank, so he was heartbroken. Number 3, testing time needs blank action. Number 4, the family that stays and prays together is a blank family. Number 5, school trip can make students blank.
Number 4.
These are the answers.
Something great today.
Number 1, unsure. Number 2, harsh. Number 3, desperate.
Number 5. Blank, I brought my sweater.
Number
Because
4,
it's
happy. Number 5, cheerful.
Now I think I have given you the things that you have to remember. So we have to move on with our next lesson. So for our topic today, we have the following learning competency. Interpret tables, graphs, and information maps found in expository text and in different multimodal texts. And for our learning objectives, A. Define multimodal text and expository text. B. Explain tables, graphs, and informational maps found in expository and familiar text. Our topic for today is all about discussion on visual and verbal relationships, tables, charts, and graphs. Before we come to our video lesson, I want you to have the following activity.
Guess the mystery words by analyzing the connection of the pictures being provided. Clues and 10 seconds will be given to answer each number. Write your answer in the comment box. Are you ready? Let's start. Number 1. Answer is bar graph. Number 2. The answer is line graph. Number 3. The answer is map. Number 4. The answer is pie chart. Number 5. The answer is flow chart.
Great! You guessed it right. For our video lesson today, I want to thank Mr. Darwin B. Manalastas of Cesar E. Vergara Memorial High School and the DepEd TV. Before anything else, I want you students to settle yourself in a quiet place and be attentive. Now, let us give the time to Mr. Darwin Manalastas of the DepEd TV.
Hello to all our televiewers and subscribers. I am Darwin Manilastas, teacher presenter from Cesar E. Vergara Memorial High School. I am here to share to you one of the topics in English 8 for the second quarter, explaining the visual and verbal relationship illustrated in tables, graphs, information maps found in expository text. For this episode, we'll be focusing on linear and nonlinear text. After the lesson, you are expected to identify text types and determine their functions and relationship. Before we start our discussion, let me ask you some questions. Are you fond of reading? How often do you read? I know most of you do not have interest in reading, but you cannot take reading out of your lives. You need to admit that almost every day, you are exposed to different texts. Texts that whether you like it or not, they will surely test your reading skills. Most of the time, when you read, you will encounter graphics and verbal elements on the text, just like in these examples. The data presented are not only presented by words or by sentences, they are also visual or graphical representation of the text. I know some of you do not have difficulties in understanding such texts. Thus, this lesson will surely help you to strengthen your skills related in this matter. So, for you to understand the visual and verbal elements in text, let us explore the world of linear and nonlinear text. First, let us have the linear texts. Linear texts are traditional texts. They are common texts that we encounter in reading newspapers, textbooks, stories, and more. These types of texts are being read from the beginning to the end. It has an order or sequence. And since they are made out of words and sentences, they follow proper grammar and syntactic arrangement. These are the common linear texts. We have educational text, news articles, essays, communication letters, poems, novels, memoranda, and short stories. On the other hand, we have the nonlinear text. Nonlinear texts are opposite of linear text. They are being read through different reading paths. They are non-sequential, not just like the linear text. In reading nonlinear text, readers will decide the sequence of reading depending on the information they need to focus. Here are the types of nonlinear text. We have tables. In tables, the data is presented in tabular form. The information is being displayed across rows and columns. In using tables, the information is more organized and it is easier for the reader to scan and analyze the data being presented. Next is the graph. A graph can be defined as a pictorial representation or a diagram that represent data or values in an organized manner. The points on the graphs often represent the relationship between two or more things. Graphs do have types. The first one is the bar graph. The bar graphs are used to show numbers that are independent of each other. Pie graphs, on the other hand, show how whole is divided into different parts. The next type of graph is the line graph. It is being represented by lines that shows how numbers have changed over time. Now, let us have the last type of nonlinear text, which is the information maps. Information maps are visual representations of information. They have diagrams that show suggested relationship between concepts. Those are the different types of linear and nonlinear text. At this moment, we'll be checking your understanding on the topic that we have discussed. I want you to identify the terms being described by the following sentences. Are you ready? Number 1. This type of text makes sense according to grammatical and syntactic arrangement of words. What's the answer? The answer is very good. That is linear text. Number 2. This type of text is non-sequential and it has many reading paths. What is your answer? Alright, very good. That is non-linear text. Number 3. It is a type of graph that shows numbers that are independent of each other. The answer is right. That is bar graph. Number 4. It shows how a whole is divided into different parts. What's the answer? Alright, so that is pie graph or pie chart. For the last item, it shows how numbers have changed over time. And the answer is line graph. Very good. How many correct answers did you get? I hope that you did well. I hope you clearly understand the topic that we have discussed. And that's the end of the episode. See you again next time and we'll continue our discussion on explaining visual-verbal relationship illustrated in tables, graphs, and information maps found in expository text. Again, this is Darin Manalastas, your teacher presenter. Thank you very much for watching.
So, you have finished watching the video about the lesson. I am hoping that you listened very well. So to summarize our lesson, I want you to recapitulate it with me. We heard about linear and nonlinear texts. Linear texts are traditional texts. They are common texts that we encounter when we are reading newspapers, textbooks, magazines, stories, and more. It needs to be read from the beginning to end. It has an order of sequence. They follow proper grammar and syntactic arrangement. These are the common linear texts. Educational texts, novels, poems, essays, news articles, letters, and essays. Non-linear texts are opposite of linear texts. They are being read through different reading paths. Non-sequential. In reading non-linear texts, the reader decides the sequence of reading depending on the focus. These are the types of the nonlinear texts: tables, graphs, and information maps. The following are the types of graphs: bar graph, pie graph, line graph. Let us have more exercises.
Tell it to win it. Answer in the comment box. Number 1. What kind of graph is this? It's a bar graph. Number 2. What kind of illustration is this? It's an infographic. Number 3. What is the Philippine ethnic composition with the highest percentage? It's Tagalog. Number 4. What country has the least number of bronze medal? Japan. Number 5. What is the largest continent? It's Asia.
You did great. For further learning, I want you to remember, take note, and answer the following post activities.
Number 1. Do pretest SLM number 2. Number 2. Read brief introduction pages 2 and 3. Number 3. Read tables, charts, and graphs pages 5 and 6. Number 4. Do activity number 2, SLM page 7. Number 5. Reread the stories. Number 1. Owner of the Sky, all around the crater. Number 2. Anansi's Tales, from pages 26 to 32. Number 6. Read note about theme as element of a short story. Answer the following activities. Activity 2, letter A, identifying literary elements using tables, page 35. Activity 2C, use the chart to record details of characters, pages 35 to 30. Activity 2E, use the Venn diagram to identify the similarities and differences of the two stories, Oloron and Anansi. For your reference, use English for 21st Century Learning Afro-Asian textbook and the self-learning module.
For reminders, for inquiries about the lessons, you can directly ask your English teachers during your consultation time after this session. There are also teachers assigned in our school learning clinic every day from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. to assist parents or guardians regarding your concerns. Accomplish your task and submit your outputs on time to avoid cramming. Submission may be done online or by dropping them in the pigeon boxes for printed or modular students. Before we end, I acknowledge the help of all the people behind this success. Our school principal, Sir Tatay F. Ferdinand A. De Leon, our English department head, Mrs. Jonalie C. Jimenez, and all the grade 8 English teachers, and to Mr. Darwin Manalastas of the DepEd TV channel media, Bureau on Time. A heartfelt thanks to all. Finally, this is Mom Jana quoting from the line of D.S. Eliot. Every moment is a fresh beginning. It is never too late to become who you want to be. I hope you live a life that you are proud of. And if you find that you are not, I hope you have the strength to start over. God bless you all. Have a good day. Stay safe and be healthy.